gosh, where is it? Ah, I have got to get more organized. Do you feel like you should be more organized? Here are 7 habits of organized people. The first is touch it once. Whether it's clutter or your email, we are only going to touch it once. A lot of us have a problem of managing things multiple times. So for example, if you are walking through your house and you are decluttering or you are putting things away, if you pick it up, don't put it down in the wrong spot. Bring it to where it goes. I am so guilty of this. Quite often I will put things near the garage or on the deep freeze in the garage instead of like putting them where they go. So believe me, this is something I have worked on as well. Email. Oh my gosh, how many times do you open your email, look at an email and do nothing with it? Basically, if you're opening your email, you want to deal with it right away, whether you are saving it. There's a new program called Superhuman. I might even do a video on it. And it is all about basically dealing with things right away. Use your email box as a to-do list. Don't go to your emails just to see what's in there, open them and not deal with them. That's how we end up with a bunch of things. So touch it once. Reset things. Organized people put things away when they are done with them. First of all, put things away as soon as you're done. I know that sounds really obvious, but if you come home from work and you have your lunch bag and you unpack it, put it away. Or for example, when you're done working at the end of the day, put stuff away. It's nice to start the next day with things nice and tidy. And at the end of your day, walk around the house and make sure that you have put away anything else that needs to get put away. You don't want a bunch of things left out. It is so nice to wake up to a clean kitchen in the morning. It is so nice to wake up to a clean house. So put things away at the end of the day. Systems and routines can be absolutely huge. You need to take the think out of it. One of the biggest struggles we have is knowing what to do next. And if you think about it, our entire day, we are making decisions. So if you don't have to make a decision about what to do next, sometimes that makes life so much easier. That is why creating systems and routines can be so great. If you wake up in the morning and you have a morning routine, which quite a lot of us do, but if it does involve just a tiny bit of organization or productivity, that's great. If you have ever watched The Amazing Diane in Denmark, now that woman has some good systems and routines. Now, for me, mine is I get up before the rest of the family, I come downstairs, I make a cup of tea, I sit at my table, and I love to just get a bit of writing out of the way. Then my routine kicks in to at 7:20, I start waking up all the kids, and then I do a little bit of tidying because even though we clean up before bed, my teenagers still have made a little bit of a mess, and I want to make sure that it is a little bit tidy. I also like to do a bit of dusting. I will do my laundry at that time. So that is my routine and I don't have to think about it. And it can go the same in your work or your business or later in the day. Once you develop some systems and routines, your brain will be very happy and you can take the think out of it. Put things away. Now I know this sounds obvious. This is actually for those times where you walk by something and you think, oh, that's not in its home. Instead of leaving it there or walking by, just deal with it right away. I deal with this with my family often because I'll be like, they should be the one that puts away their thing. And that is true. But quite often, if I just deal with it, it's not going to bother me in the future. And the same with the things that I leave out, because believe me, I leave out a lot of things. And I will just walk by and be like, oh yeah, I should put that away. Like I had a pile of seeds that had even made it into some videos that was just on this like table over there. And finally I was like, I should just put these seeds away instead of just leaving them there. This morning I was walking up the stairs, there was one piece of paper towel for some reason sitting on the top of the stairs. And I almost just walked by it and then I picked it up and was like, I'm just gonna put it on this bench instead of, I was like, why don't I just go and put it in the garbage? So you know what? That's what I did. Put things back as you find them. Now, lean is a term we use in the healthcare industry, and from my understanding, Toyota had come up with something similar to this, and they actually call it Jidoka, and I am I have not been practicing my Duolingo, so I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but it actually translates roughly into automation with a human touch. And there are two sort of ways that they deal with this. So first of all, if they are working on things like for their production line, if something's not working, they stop everything right away. So no accidents or whatever, things are done wrong. And I think that's great. Like if you are doing anything in your life or your day-to-day things, if something is broken, don't just leave it there. Fix it right away, you know, if at all possible. And the second part is continuous flow. They basically have everything set up so everything is where you need it when you need it. Things just sort of like show up magically. We've all seen like those videos of things like that happening, and it's absolutely wonderful. And when I worked in the emergency department, we would use the lean design system. We kept things we needed right where we needed them when we needed them. So in sort of like the main rooms where people would come in, we had the things we needed. We had the IV supplies to start IVs. We had ECG stickers, all of the equipment that was needed for most people was there. There were vomit bags close at hand, even like bags for people to put their belongings was all there because we knew these were things that we used all of the time, and it saved a ton of time. It made things move more smoothly. It made the patients stay better. And so you can do this in your house or your office as well. Keep things that you need close by. For example, I keep my tea stuff at the tea station by my lovely tea kettle. I keep the things I need in my office right by my computer. I put away the things that I don't use constantly, but I keep out a couple of things. Like I always like to have a pencil nearby. You know, I keep my mouse and my keyboard out, obviously, but keep the things you need nearby. I don't keep the things for my office in a different part of the house. I keep all of my work stuff in one section. In my kitchen, I have all of my measuring things in one drawer. I have my things that I use the most by the stove right next to the stove. So keep the things that you need close by, just don't keep any extra stuff. Set yourself up for success. Now you know what feels good, sitting down to work in a clear and set area. Every night I set up my workstation for the next day and it feels so good. I like to write at the kitchen table in the morning and I enjoy the beautiful view and I can be super, super duper creative. Unfortunately, it's kind of dark when I get up now and I may eventually move into my office again because then I can set up my happy light in the morning, but I still absolutely will make it so it is set up nice and tidy and it just helps me get in that flow. I don't have to worry about tidying. I don't have to do anything because everything is ready. My blanket is there and my iPad is there. And the exact same thing with dinner. I like to get things out that I will need to cook dinner so I can just start it, get them ready earlier in the day, and it just makes it much easier and actually something to look forward to. Having less stuff is probably the best thing you can do. It will make life 70,000 times easier when you have less stuff. We have lots of belongings and we have to manage those things. We need places to put them and we need to move them around to clean under them. So when you have less stuff, you naturally become a more organized person. And this video here explains more about the benefits of decluttering and getting started. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.